All right, welcome in. For folks who don't know, uh, new lights, returning players, whatever. If you go into the tower, we'll back out next to the vault system right here. You can go to the exotic archive. The exotic archive is a place where if you've ever not played a season, or if there's other content that you missed out on for whatever reason, you know, we're all human, we have lives. There's opportunity for you all to get some of that gear. And so as you can see, I already have a good bit of the gear. I think there's only like one or two things I don't have. And so just kind of going through the line of what's going to be super helpful, especially as a new light or returning player. One, and again, if you're joining with us in chat today, we already talked about this, but Sleeper Simulate recently got a buff in season 20. So on top of it just being great for DPS, and it's been great for DPS for I'd say about the past year. This is a great weapon, not only for the ability to build into Scourge, to build into like a solar build, but also just for the punch that it packs. It's going to be really good. So if you have the materials necessary, again, exotic cipher, you need glimmer. You see that I'm broke. I don't have enough legendary shards, as well as ascendant shards. Again, legendary shards, easy to get from dismantling legendary gear. Ascendant shards, a little bit tougher because they come from higher tier content. So you get those from Master, Nightfalls, you get those from GMs, you get those for in-game activities. I think even from the campaign weekly mission. Again, we're saying all this on the fly, so fact check me later if I'm wrong. But again, Sleeper Simulate is going to be a great weapon for, again, regardless of where you are in your campaign. If you don't have a great weapon, in terms of the Red War exotics, that's the main one that I would suggest, just given the meta that we're in and what we have available. Now onto Forsaken. If you are a PvP enthusiast, the Last Word and Ace of Spades continue to just be great hand cannons. I don't believe currently, again, I'm not a PvP sweat, but I don't believe currently we're in a hand cannon meta, but both of these hand cannons have stood the test of time and are great weapons for you to pick up. So if that's kind of your thing, definitely like pick those up. Another great one is to be able to pick up Le Monarch. Le Monarch does poison damage and is also good for overload champions. So this is something that for both sides of the game, both for PvP if you want to be a menace, or for PvE if you just want to be able to take down overload champions fairly easily. The poison damage is great for ad control and just being able to maintain the area. This is also going to be a great weapon for you to pick up. If you're a little bit more experienced, there's some other weapons in here. Izanagi's Bergen is a great weapon for DPS, again, damage per second when we're thinking about boss encounters. Again, it takes a little bit more skill level to be able to, you know, really put that as a solid piece of your arsenal. But again, if you just want it because it's a strong weapon, something to pick it up. As well as Teraba. Teraba, great exotic perk in terms of being able to build up the weapon burst as you're getting kills, and then once you hold down R or whatever your button is, whether you're console or PC, you're able to pull that together for a really high burst of damage. Anarchy, still really good, not as good as, you know, it used to be, but you know, hopefully one of these days, they'll get it back to it. But again, if you're thinking about an arc build, I will say this, Anarchy pairs really well with arc build. So again, if you're a PvP enthusiast, Last Word, Ace of Spades, great choices. If you are, again, returning players, new lights, if you're thinking about weapons to get from the archives, Le Monarch would probably be my next pick in terms of versatility. Again, these cost a lot. Exotic ciphers are expensive. Ascendant shards are expensive. These are expensive weapons, right? In terms of materials that they cost. And so if you're talking about bang for your buck for PvP and PvE, Le Monarch is great. For PvP, these two hand cannons are great. I'm not gonna spend too much time because again, I think there's like a whole video we can pull together for that, but I'm trying to think of the other one that I had in mind. Oh yes, Witherhoard from Shadowkeep. If you have not gone Witherhoard is the best. I think across the community, people will say this. It is the best kinetic weapon and the best grenade launcher that we have ever had in the franchise. It's gotten nerfed several times and it is still extremely powerful. How many kills do I have on my Witherhoard? I have 55,774 kills on my Witherhoard. Again, it's just a great weapon in terms of, if you're thinking about, let's pull it back up. If you're thinking about, for PvP's sake, I know people hate it in PvP, but the fact is that like PvP, it's actually really good for lane control. So you don't even have to like necessarily get kills with the Witherhoard, but you can deny certain lanes of movement in PvP so that when you're using your other weapon, a hand cannon, SMG, whatever, you're actually able to fine tune where you're targeting your enemies and how you can take them down in a more precise way. Also, just for the tick damage, if you shoot this at a boss or any enemy in PvP, PvE, excuse me, there is tick damage. So again, the break the brain, it does the damage over time. So you shoot this, if it makes direct content, it's going to do tick damage. Now the tick damage has been reduced. Again, as I mentioned before, it's been nerfed a couple times, but it's still a great weapon for being able to get that damage because you can shoot one of these shots, go to a hand cannon, go to an SMG, go to a pulse, go to your heavy weapon, whatever you're going to do, you are able to pull this out to be able to get that damage continuously going as you're in a damage phase for a boss while you're using your other weapons, your fusion grenades, you know, arc grenade, you know, whatever else you're using to be able to pull together a really strong package, if that's the right word to so say, of damage. So again, I can't recommend Witherhoard enough in terms of if you haven't had the opportunity to play all these expansions, Witherhoard would be one of the ones I choose. So again, Witherhoard from the Shadowkeep expansion, from Forsaken, Le Monarch, Last Word, Ace of Spades, and then last but not least, Red War, which was just a great package, Sleeper Simeon. So those are going to be some great weapons if you just haven't played the game in a while, to get these materials, farm them with friends, you know, do those things, get the Synod shards, get the Glimmer, get the legendary shards. I'm broke, as y'all can see. Get all those pieces and then get these weapons as a part of your arsenal so that you can you know, have some more fun. You're already going to have fun in game, but have some more fun. So those would be my top picks, and yeah, that's where we're at.